Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Sprites of Life podcast. I'm Lucas.
I'm Chris.
I'm Don.
Happy to have everyone back together. Guys, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing with the winter cold?
Rough.
Rough.
It
Dude,
is. There is some gnarly stuff going around this time of year.
they're canceling work for a lot of people in my area in Charleston just because of the threat of ice. Don, I'm assuming that threat is non-existent for you.
Not by me. We're supposed to maybe get a little bit of a frost though. I think Sunday maybe. It is the Gasparilla Pirate Festival, which is like Pirate Mardi Gras for the uninitiated. And it's gonna be I think like 38, which is not optimal pirate temperatures.
Pirates are not optimal in 38 degrees.
Well, like it's even funnier if you don't know what Gasparilla is because one of the key components of it is that the pirates quote unquote kidnap the mayor, drag them to a boat, and then they are part of a boat parade through the city's river system. So like imagine you're the mayor and you've just signed up to be like on a boat in windy weather conditions,
It's all yeah, it is gonna be quite windy as well.
like at 38 degrees. And this is just part of your job as the mayor. This is not about running the city. This is just kidnapped to get seasick.
I didn't realize that this event has been running since 1904.
It is
Yep.
over 100 years old. It is a tradition amongst the Tampa people. It has the air of Mardi Gras with piracy. Good time. I admit I've been busy. January's been busy for a lot of things. I have not caught up on the new Fallout show, but it seems a lot of other people have. Chris, have you caught up with it?
Uh, a couple episodes behind, but by and large, up to snuff. It is very good. I think better than the first season.
Oh, okay. I really like the first season. My thought process being we might be getting a reboot of Fallout 3. Yes? Maybe?
I've heard some whispers. There's theory. I mean, sort of. There's some theories that like they did Oblivion, there might be a Fallout 3 occurring at some
I
point.
have heard of worse excuses to bring up Fallout again. I feel like it's good enough time to talk about it because honestly, that game's history, despite not being as like old as some of these like ancient legendary Nintendo games, like it is a huge part of Western gaming culture. And the fact that every Fallout game takes place in some part of the United States, I feel like we kind of have to talk about it.
Man, yeah, Fallout was 97.
97. Hey
So
man,
have
I
you
know.
have you ever played the first like one or two Fallout games?
The my first Fallout was Fallout 3 because I did not do PC gaming.
The PC ones were much different. They're more like turn-based RPG almost.
They were like old like the old like Command and Conquer Warcraft,
Yes.
original Warcraft kind of style. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't call them like an RTS or whatever. Is that what Command and Conquer was?
All right. So before we get into the Fallout stuff or any deeper, I kind of wanted to talk science news because I saw something pop up and I need your guys' thoughts. I'm going to show you a picture in the chat. I need you to tell me, what do you think this is? This is an artist rendition of a creature called the Prototaxitus from about 400 million years ago.
That looks like the part of Stonehenge that we forgot.
What
How
creature?
old is it supposed to be?
400 million years ago.
It looks like a rock.
Okay. It is a living thing. Where does it fall? What is it?
A living rock. It's the original pet rock.
Is it like a big fungus tree?
That is what we originally thought. Initially, it was found to be some type of fungus, but a new study has found that we have no freaking clue what this thing is. We
Fun.
do not, it does not fit into plant, fungus, animal, not even the misfit toy section of the Protista. We have no idea. Like, it has like a similar tube system to like something that is found in funguses and fungi, but it's like not the same structure. Like it's they have a tube system, but it's not connected or like close to any of the modern ones or the ones back in that time. They did chemical testing and found that it just wasn't quite right either for funguses found at that time. Also, it has a chemical in it that is usually found in the barks of trees and other plant life. So we have no clue what this thing is. And I think it's really funny that we might have stumbled on something that was just like, oh, yeah, there was just another branch of the tree of life that never quite made it. And we just found it now.
Excellent. That right there is a nice little. I could see that being the tagline to a Thing-esque horror movie.
Yeah, no, it's just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this thing we found under a block of ice. We obviously defrosted it and let it loose, and it killed Norwegians than Americans. Yeah, that's the thing. Uh, I love that this. They said like maybe it is a fungus, but whether a fungus or something else entirely, it represents a novel experiment with complex multicellularity that is now extinct and does not share multicellular common ancestors with anything alive today. So it just goes to show you that whenever you're digging for fossils, every now and again, you might find something that has no classification whatsoever, specifically when you go down deep enough. Still really weird though. Actually, I'm trying to check how tall was this thing? Like trying to check how tall they thought the structure was. 1 second. I want you to guess how tall they thought this thing was.
20 feet.
20 feet tall. Okay.
I'll say I'm gonna undercut and say 19.
Oh, you should have overcut them.
Ah, was it?
26 feet tall,
I mean, we're pretty close though.
3 feet
Yeah.
wide. Again, it looked like a cylindrical tree trunk, but we don't know what exactly it did.
Something.
Hurrah, I guess.
Its best.
All right, it did its best for apparently, didn't even make it 100 million years. Oh well. Anywho,
Oh, that's pretty lame.
yeah, it is. Chris, you said that Magic has a lawsuit going on.
They're suing themselves.
Why?
So the shareholders of Magic are suing, or the shareholders of Hasbro are suing Hasbro because of Magic. They're suing them because they're printing too many Magic sets.
Was it?
And they
Is the argument that it's too many of the same set, or they're making new sets too fast?
they're making too many sets too fast, and that they are reprinting too many cards, therefore devaluing the brand.
I was gonna ask if it was a value type of thing. That makes sense.
In the legalese aspect of it, what their bigger issue, what the bigger issue that they're doing is that they say that whenever Hasbro had money shortfalls, they released a new Magic set to do a quick sale and cover up the losses, artificially inflating the value of the company, and thus making the stock buybacks more expensive than they should have been. So if you thought they were printing too many Magic sets, apparently so do the shareholders of Hasbro.
So in order to like, they're just all the cards that should be rare are not as rare because they just keep making more of them.
Well, not so much that. It's that, so like they did the 30th anniversary set of the original Magic line. So like the Black Lotus, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like really upset because they were like, their original stances were never going to reprint the Black Lotus card, and then they did for the 30th anniversary set. That set also has a sticking point in this lawsuit because, so the set itself, I believe, was like $1,000. The 30th anniversary set was $1,000, and in the lawsuit it states that they basically lied about how popular the set was. So they, when the set went live for pre-order, it was up for like an hour, and then it went dead, and they were like, out of stock, we're not selling anymore. The idea being they sold out, none left. What the lawsuit says happened is that they turned off the sales because they weren't selling, and the plan was to do that to make it seem like they had sold and done really well. And there are reports that they found some of these 30th anniversary sets in a Texas landfill.
Oh no. Oh, that's not
Uh,
good.
So it's a very interesting lawsuit. I'm curious to see how it goes. In the meantime, we are about a month away from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set dropping. A Fallout Secret Lair just dropped. They just announced the Marvel set that's coming out in the summer, I think. So they're still printing out these sets.
You think the shareholders might have a point?
The slop must flow.
When did Magic the Gathering become Fortnite? I just want to know what year it actually decided to just.
Well,
take
there was like the
Fortnite
Lord of the
back.
Rings set was like, I remember that was a hype thing, but there were a few before that as well, right?
So I think honestly, I think that whenever they started doing the secret layer stuff, which is like those limited drops, I think that's when it kind of started to go off the rails.
Okay.
I feel like it went off the rail the second it went over into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or like stuff like I don't know,
I would
man.
say like the universes beyond stuff, which is the Lord of the Rings, the TMNT, that kind of stuff. I have less of a problem with because I totally get wanting to expand into other IPs to get those people to come in and try your stuff. Like I
Yeah,
get
Lord of the Rings and Final Fantasy and anything with like a magical background makes sense for a card game called Magic. Heck, I'll even let Monster Hunter get in on it because it's Monster Hunter Japan, get it. But like I feel like they're trying a bit too much.
like they could probably turn it down. I will say I am excited for this is one of the special bits that they are releasing. The TMNT has a pizza bundle box for that, which I think is very fun.
I mean,
They
that's
look
kind of fun.
unsettling.
Well, I guess that question. I'm making a statement. You can all witness it. If Magic the Gathering does a Zoids crossover, I will learn how to play Magic the Gathering.
You'll get a commander deck, a pre-made commander deck, and learn Magic.
I will
We
learn with the Zoids.
it has been confirmed.
The other bit of gaming news, Lucas, is just a fun little story, a fun little aside. But I think there was the Minnesota Timberwolves had I think some sort of video game night.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
One of their in-game entertainment bits was they had Rudy Gobert, one of the top players in the NBA. They had him build out a team of 6. They did bits where they were like, pick your starter, pick your legendary, pick a bug type. Like they had sets and they presented him with 3 options. So basically, he was in total presented with maybe like 23 because I think there was more than 3 legendaries. But for the first
Yeah,
5,
the
it was
legendaries it was like 5 or 6
yeah.
or something.
For the other ones, it was like pick 3, pick one of 3. So like there was like for your bug type, it was like Butterfree, Beedrill, and something. So he picked out all of them. His starter he picked was Squirtle. So I don't know if you can see in the picture, Lucas. So his team is Squirtle, Gyarados, Skarmory, Zapdos, Butterfree, Dragonite.
He's doubling up on his water types, which
You made the same mistake that Rudy Gobert made. You pointed out water types. He has 5 flying types.
yeah, but like most of them
Hey,
like
it's
negate
an
the electric
Ursaluna meta
weakness.
right now. Okay, he was preparing. He's not getting Earthquake.
I think the funniest bit in the video is in the legendary section. He wants to pick Lugia, but he
He thinks it's
chooses
a water
not
type.
to because he doesn't want too many water types.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. He's probably been victimized by Urshifu. Who else here has been victimized by Urshifu?
Oh man, I mean, Butterfree would mess up Urshifu, I guess.
Like, no, man, that's a statement I didn't
Sleep,
think I'd hear today.
No,
sleep powder.
it gets bopped.
It gets bopped. Okay, never mind.
Zapdos is not bad. It's very bulky. You can run static. If its surging strikes you, it gets paralyzed. It's sort of a thing, and you're faster. You click Hurricane.
What kind of Pokemon world do we live in where we literally have like, oh, but can it get Urshifu?
That's the answer is almost always yes.
Yeah, it's just stupid damn bears.
All
Oh
the
my
bears are
god.
well,
I
not think all of them. There's a lot of bears, but like the most recent 4 bears are all really good.
Wait, what are the last 4 bears besides Urshifu?
Ursaluna and Ursaluna. It's Urshifu,
It's the same
Urshifu,
bear.
Ursaluna, Ursaluna.
You know what? Fair enough. All right. Let's get out to the wastelands. Oh my god, I have not played Fallout 3 in like a decade. It has been a long, long time since I've set foot into the Washington D.C. area for that level of violence.
This
Ah,
was like I said, this was the first Fallout that me and my brother played, and we played it because my dad wanted to get a game for my brother for Christmas and saw, I think it was the or not, no, the Capitol building was on the cover. But basically, he saw that the game took place in DC. We grew up just outside of DC, and he was like, "Oh, that's cool," and bought it with like no context.
It's kind of like seeing a game about like Renaissance Italy, and it's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, basically. But like he didn't even like paid like rated mature. Sure. Wait, when did Fallout 3 come out?
Ooh,
you think we would have done the research on this when making this episode, but we didn't.
2008. Okay.
okay, yeah. I knew
So
it was
so
before Skyrim.
okay. So I was still kind of young, but that more suitable for my brother. But even still, he was that the thinking was, oh, this thing takes place in DC. That's where we live, and he got it from my brother. and we loved it. We loved it. But I thought for the initial bit, Lucas, since we did talk Fallout and radiation in our last Fallout episode, I thought we could focus just like a little bit on the locale because DC's pretty cool.
Dude, I'm just gonna say, no matter what time period you are in American history, this one or now, if you say, "Man, DC is a pretty great place," someone's gonna pop out of the woodworks and talk about that's where the deep state is. Just
I
pointing it
mean, where
out.
else would it be, Lucas?
Area
I'm
51.
just saying, look into it.
Both of you have been to DC, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
plenty.
Okay.
sort of.
It's I always take it a little bit for granted having grown up right there, but like I forget that that's literally a city that like schools take overnight trips to go to, whereas I could just like hop on a bus and go to a museum and be back for dinner. It is a fantastic place to visit, to sightsee. It is a very accessible city. There's free museums all around, learn science and history. The DC Metro, one of the best examples of public transportation in the United States. Not that that is saying much because we don't have a lot, but it is the second largest train metro that run in the United States, second only to New York City. Do you want to guess the size disparity between 1 and 2, aka NYC and DC?
Is it like double?
Almost. So New York City covers 248 miles. DC covers about 129.
I mean, it seems interesting that like we haven't gotten a Fallout New York yet, right?
They'll be there at some point, maybe.
I
Maybe.
guess, but
Like,
I think in that case, like DC, because it is a smaller area, I'm a believer when it comes to making games. Just because you have a giant space does not mean it's a great game automatically. Like,
yeah.
I think dense is better than just broad sometimes for games like
mhm.
that. Like really pack it in with stuff to explore.
I think I saw that like DC was like a 10-mile by 10-mile square.
Oh yeah,
Or
they
like,
have the old maps of what DC used to look like when they first set it up.
yeah.
It was a literal grid.
But for the metro bit, my always favorite story is that like the metro is fantastic. It's a especially if you live near it, it's a great way to get about the area. I We used to always joke you just never know when it would catch on fire because there would literally be days you'd be going to work and it'd be like, "Yep, down the line, caught on fire. Guess we gotta find another way to get into the city." It's wonderful. I do love the metro, but it's hilarious.
Do you know how they did the Metro in Fallout 3? Like how they programmed it?
What do you mean?
Oh, you don't know. John, do you know?
Isn't it like it's all really a dude or something?
Here it
Don't
is.
they like put a
That's the
dude on the
Metro.
ground? Yeah.
Oh,
They
it's just the
had to
guy.
code it. They specifically had to code the train system in Fallout 3 as like a dude on legs. So when you're on the metro, you're inside this guy's head as it travels. Yeah, like that. It's one of my
He
favorite.
should
Just like
be like a super secret end game boss where you have to go through all these hoops to unlock him, and then like you go to the metro and he just comes sprinting up the stairs at you.
yeah, here it was. I found it. In Fallout 3, the game couldn't support a train for the players to ride in, but it would make NPCs walk, so the devs made the train a hat.
I love it. That's problem solving.
It's a
Yeah,
very Bethesda
What
way to do things, I feel like
what
too.
if we gave the train legs?
it
Yes.
worked. It went from A to B. I don't know what your problem was. This is public transit America deserves.
Would you say it ran on time?
Lucas, you brought up the grid system, and yes, DC is laid out in a grid system with diagonal roads that cut through the main quadrants of the city. The idea being that any part of the city has almost a direct shot into the city center. So you can basically have like a really, really quick way if you're on the outskirts of the city to get to the center. That leads to a lot of roundabouts and offshoot streets that tend to confuse a lot of even the most seasoned DC drivers, including myself. It is not the most fun place to drive. You have to remember that DC was built to be a horse and buggy city, not a motorized vehicle city. I guess that's true for a lot of the older cities in the United States, and for all the older cities, like if you go to Europe, where those cities are not really meant for cars. But you know what? We try anyways.
I'm looking at a map of DC now. This is haunting stuff when you see it from the air.
So what you basically do if you follow the diagonal lines into the center, you basically end up at the National Mall, which is one of my favorite places of all time. But you have, monuments, museums. Just the atmosphere is incredible in that space. I remember back when I lived in the area that a lot of like the beer league stuff would play on the National Mall. So like you'd be doing like beer league kickball underneath the Washington Monument.
It does make a good point for like all the places you can scavenge and look for stuff later on in the Fallout games. Having a place that's filled with museums leads to some pretty cool stuff to ravage and take from when you're actually going through all these different spots.
Now, it is a grid system based on letters. There are 4 letters that are not streets in DC. Do you want to guess which ones they are?
I'm not looking at the notes, and I'm
4
going to
letters that are
say
not streets.
4 letters that are not streets.
LMNOP.
That's 5 letters.
LMN.
No, none of those. None of those.
X, maybe.
That's 1. X is 1.
Z.
That's another one. That's 2.
Let me think.
Z Street would be sick.
Ooh, let's go with like an I.
Oh, you're so close.
Was it J?
It was J.
So JXYZ.
Yep, JXYZ. So the streets end, or the letters end at W. The idea for J, so there's a couple different reasons. There's some people that say that the man who designed the streets had a feud with John Jay and out of pure pettiness took out J Street. The
Absolute legend.
the other
Absolute
reasoning
legend.
is that they thought that I looked too close to J based on how close they were like next to each other. And so it was confusing, so they just took J out. Seems a little like you could like some people are like, well, I looks like a lowercase L, and it's like, but it's not lowercase, they're all capitals. It is what it is. Those 4 don't exist. The grid system might seem silly if you look at DC because it's not a square, but if you factor in what would the original layout for the city, which included Arlington, it actually is a square. But that's where like Arlington Cemetery now is. That used to be part of DC. Now you can see the kind of square. It cuts off a little bit on the left, but you can see Arlington, Alexandria right there.
Gotcha.
A lot neater. And even still, you have the water that cuts through and really interrupts the grid system. So, like, it was an interesting choice, to say the least.
It's really fun to say that traffic looks just as terrible here as it does now.
It did. It did not get better. My other favorite tidbit in DC is that the tallest building you will see is the Washington Monument, which I personally love. I love cities that build out, not up. And they passed a law in 1910, the Height of Buildings Act. I guess this was like that was the best they could come up with at that point. But basically, they wanted to preserve the skyline of DC. There's nothing taller than the Washington Monument, and the heights of buildings has to be proportional to the streets that they are on. So wider streets means taller buildings. Therefore, like something like Pennsylvania Avenue can have the tallest buildings.
Charleston has something like that. The rule is, at least for most of the peninsula, nothing can be taller than the tallest church.
There you go.
That's just kind of how it ended up. I mean, it's a great location to set up any kind of city, like any kind of city game. There have been other games. I believe The Division also took place in DC. But like, I guess Fallout's the one that truly like cemented it as like, this is just a great place to have an absolute wasteland and secret conspiracies. On that note, to get into the Fallout-y vibes, I have pulled up a list of all of the vaults. I want you to go ahead and pick a number. We're going to see if you can find one of these vaults. We can get some of these vaults here. Like, pick a vault, any vault.
28.
All right, let's go ahead and look at number 28. Let me take a look at the 28. Oh, 28 has not been... Wait, hey, hang on. Yeah, nope. Best you'll get is 29. Okay. Vault 29, West Coast. Social experiments tend to be full of rich, obnoxious teenagers.
Sick.
That's where you're stuck. Don, you're next.
71.
There is no 71, so let me see what the closest I can get to is. You get 75.
That's pretty
Social
good.
and medical experiment in which a eugenics program was used to breed young inhabitants into perfect soldiers. Eventually, subjects revolted against researchers. Vault eventually became occupied by the Gunners in Fallout 4.
There you go. You're in Vegas.
Yep.
No, Fallout 4.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
You're in the Commonwealth. Sorry.
Yeah.
You don't get to be in Vegas. Yeah, honestly, I love going through the Fallout vaults because the fact that they come up with so many weird social things to try that would be so absolutely evil. Like, I'm trying to find where is my brother's favorite? Where is it? Gary Vault. Vault 108. Have you heard of the Gary Vault?
Yes.
Are they all named Gary or something?
Yeah, it's a single. All right. So the social experiments studying effects of leadership conflicts, most managed positions, blah, 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 were filled by a terminally ill overseer upon entry. Power systems are designed to fail after 20 years. No entertainment was provided, and the armory was provided triple the standard ordnance. In addition to the stated purpose, Vols was also provided with a cloning device. A single inhabitant, Gary, was cloned repeatedly. Clones eventually turned violent and overran the vault. So this is one you can find in Fallout 3. It's just a side quest. You can find the vault of Garys and just wipe out all the Garys.
Too many
That's
games.
fun. Who doesn't want to
Just
wipe
take out
out
the
all the
Garys.
Garys?
We're hunting down Garys here. No offense to any Garys listening. It's not you. It's the other Garys we want. So, what critters should we be starting with in the wasteland, the capital
So,
waste?
Lucas, I thought we could bring back the Mirelurk. We did talk about the Mirelurk in the previous episode, so we won't dawn on it or spend too much time on it. But I thought we could also use it to talk about the crabs that are in the DC area.
Guess there are two famous ones. I mean, well, there's one that's really famous, and there's one that's just like, oh, more people should know about them.
Would you like to tell us about them?
All right. So as far as like the one we talked about the last time was the horseshoe crab, which is not a crab, or horseshoe. It's part of a larger group called Chelicera, which is basically for them and the arachnids, a couple of other critters. They are prehistoric creatures. They've been around 450 million years. They have 10 legs. They have 10 eyes. They're basically a prehistoric Roomba. They go along the bottom, picking up dead stuff and eating it and bumping into things. Aside from that, because they've been around for so long, a lot of people like to know where they're found. They're only found in two places on Earth. One is the eastern coast of the United States, all the way down to the Yucatan in Mexico. The other is found over in Southeast Asia, and that's where you find the other three species of horseshoe crab. We only have the North American horseshoe crab here. Let's see. Their blood is worth $13,000 a pint because it's used in the medical industry. I'm trying to think if there's any other fun facts about them. No, that's pretty much that'll sum it up. That's like the quick version because we already talked about it in the last episode. But Don, I'll leave this to you. What do you know about blue crabs?
I know that I like crab cakes. They're quite good. So shout out to them for doing that. They're pretty ubiquitous. They're a scavenger. They're like a big keystone species. They're food for a ton of all sorts of fish. From their larval stage, where they're basically like a weird little plankton, all the way up to when they're mature and they're like hand sized to a little bigger. They molt each year. Not each year. As they grow though, and at the time they're very soft pre-molt.
That's where you get the soft-shelled crab. Good eating.
Yes.
Also happens to be
They also, as far as the keystone species bits too, they are the primary predator for periwinkle snails, and it keeps them in check, which cements them in their keystones role.
There's also another keystone species that lives in the same area that's very popular in Maryland, the diamondback terrapin, which is a species of turtle. And so that one is
the
one that
terrapins are a very, very cool turtle. Is there a Fallout turtle?
That's a good question. Hang on, I'm gonna actually look that up.
While you look that up, are you familiar with the other crab in the area,
Horseshoe crabs?
the Atlantic ghost crab?
Is that
those little
the zippy
buggers?
guys? They bounce around on the beach and they do stuff.
Look
I
at this
love
guy.
their little eyes.
He's so cute.
They eat baby turtles.
Yeah, he's still cute.
Okay, so there is a giant radioactive turtle. It is in Fallout 76. I think it might be a mutated diamondback terrapin or a snapping turtle.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Ogua.
Looks like a stegosaurus.
It's Ogua. It's a cryptid, but see, this is from Appalachia, and the terrapins are specifically only found in brackish water. So this is just this is a mutant snapping turtle.
I have found photos of the Atlantic ghost crab eating baby turtles, and it is horrifying.
I'm
Yeah, I
not putting
used
that
to,
in the YouTube. I'm not putting that there.
They're very fast. They're aggressive predators. I think they have pretty good eyesight for a crab. I used to go out at night on the beaches with a flashlight and catch them. And once you get a whole bunch, you would stand in a circle and then put the bucket empty in the circle, and the last one in the circle was the winner.
Wow, your childhood just became pretty just Wow.
Um, well,
It's
on
called,
that
called
note,
it the
Bucket.
crab ritual.
let's
Crack
move
the
on to to a new buddy. We did not talk about the Yao Guais in the last episode, Lucas.
Oh, the mutant bears?
Yes,
Yeah.
the mutant black bears.
You know,
Do you are you
of all
are are you able to get a picture of these guys?
Yao Guai, yeah, I'll get a picture of the Yao Guai. They are admittedly like look, of all the bears to run into, yikes. Yeah, of all the bears to run into in North America between the two big ones, technically you're supposed to be like, oh, a black bear is a lot better than running into a brown bear in most cases. Not that.
So the Yao Guai itself is the descent in the game is a mutated descendant of American black bears. They're obviously in the DC set game. They're in the Appalachia. I think it's 76 takes place in Appalachia, right?
Yes.
Yao Guai can be domesticated in the game, and they are said to have strong familial bonds. I think black bears in real life, I think their cubs stay with their mothers for like up to 3 years before they
Yeah,
go
it's
solo.
quite a while. But then after that, the bonds are not really there.
Yeah. They are known for their shaggy fur. Clearly, the Yao Guai are not.
I
That
mean,
one photo is very sad.
yeah, no, that picture is the one I'm put like the first picture I showed this is like, oh yeah, this horrifying monster. The other one's like,
Oh,
father,
that's just a
father.
sad bear. The first one is like super scary. Second one is like, oh, I feel bad for you.
See, anytime you mention horrifying bear monster, this is what comes to mind for me in North America. The cave bear, which was a thing during the Ice Age and got outcompeted by other predators before it passed away. This thing is just carrying on its lineage. Actually, I think the cave bear is bigger than a Yao Guai.
Potentially. Now, black bears do have good claws for climbing trees because they are excellent climbers. I did see something. I do not know the whole validity of this. What we can check with Will Lucas. But the North American Bear Center talked about black bears tend to be more timid than other notable bears, and that might be due to where they evolved, the area that they evolved in, which is they evolved around saber-toothed cats, dire wolves, and other very, very large creatures, so they just learned to run away when danger came.
I mean, we've seen something similar to that before with the pronghorns, like the quote unquote American cheetah. Like that's a good reason why the pronghorns are so gosh darn fast. It seems plausible.
We'll move on to the next one. I did not put any notes in this, Lucas. This one we're gonna do a quick hit on.
Wait, can I
This-
jump in on the bears real quick? I have a
oh
black
yeah,
bear
yeah,
fact.
yeah. Do
So
bears.
black bears, and you guys know how much I love to talk about Bergman's principle.
Oh boy.
Yes. So black bears are one of the rare few bears that do not or not just bears, but rare few animals that do not conform to Bergman's principle.
So like a Canadian black bear and a Florida black bear will be roughly the same size?
Well, specifically the kind of, well, not so much Florida, but the largest black bears actually come from North Carolina. Because they
Oh.
have very abundant like agricultural food sources.
Yeah.
But they also don't have to fully hibernate like bears farther north.
So they just eat a lot
Yes, they're
and
kind of in a
don't
sweet
lose it.
spot. Yes. I think the record male was over 900 pounds.
Dang.
I mean, fatty. But
Yeah.
yeah, very cool that bears are one of the few. They basically just don't have to. If there's not an external factor forcing them to do stuff, they're bears. So then they just don't have to do it. And when they do hibernate in some like more residential areas, they'll sort of just like lay out in a field because what's anything else going to do?
I think it's also a good chance to point out that like with bear populations like across America being, let's call it sporadic at best, like it makes sense that these guys would survive across multiple different like games. Like you can find Yao Guais in almost I think every Fallout game, or at least up to Fallout 3.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're just they're in New Vegas, they're in the Commonwealth, they're in the Capital Waste. I would assume that just because the black bears are so well spread out, you would start seeing a lot more of them like in this wasteland if they all mutated and descended.
Lucas, if I were to tell you that a creature is named a centaur, what would you imagine it looked like?
Horseman, but not like just horseman. That's usually how it would be. Some Vault 666 decided to make a horseman.
What about this?
Hey Don,
Yep. Oh,
do
sorry.
you remember Dungeon Crawler Carl, the Manitars.
Yeah, that thing's icky. I don't like that.
Yeah, the thing just the Mantar.
What is the lore of this feller?
He
So
okay?
centaurs originated in New California, where they were created by the Master, who basically, you remember our Impossible Creatures episode?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he basically did that, but with whatever he wanted. So it was like humans, dogs, cats, and that's what's came out. I see
How about that?
zero dog or cat in that.
Seems like it's just I don't know. It's kind of like if you made a math equation and it was just people squared.
There's the forced evolutionary virus (FEV).
Yeah, for the super mutants.
Yeah, so there. This is it. They are an offshoot of that.
I'd rather be a super mutant.
Rather be a super mutant. Yes.
Like
Yeah, I
that
think
is
I
not.
would pick. I also would go with the super mutant route there.
Yeah, I don't want to be that. Like honestly, I'm looking at this thing and like I gotta say the master, he's not great at design. Okay, look at this thing. Like the grossness. Where is its heart?
That's a great question.
Maybe
Like
it has two.
Maybe you
yeah,
don't
it
even
would
know how
need
many hearts
like
it has.
it would need like multiple hearts for redundancies. It would need oh my gosh, the arms alone. There's a reason arms are not legs. Like the amount of muscle mass you need to carry yourself is insane. This thing shouldn't be walking at all. Like the thing about Fallout is, yeah, you have giant bugs and stuff, and we excuse that because it doesn't work. But like this is like legitimately such a terrible build for like this is not min maxing at all. This is a horrible like creature.
It's
Just
actually it's probably the most horrific of the ones that we're talking about for sure.
listen, no. I'm not upset that it's ugly. He can't help that it's ugly
I
when you're
am.
trying
You should feel bad.
to I'm disappointed. If you're gonna mix humans up and get really weird with it, like you gotta go John Carpenter's The Thing with it. That thing was horrifying, but it was practical.
I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back. I got one more critter for you.
One more critter? All right, bring it.
Fire ants.
Aw. Wait, how big is it?
Big.
Dog big or me big?
Let me get the actual size. So it lore wise, the fire ants in Fallout were because the scientist was trying to make the giant ants small again, and instead of making them small, he made them like shoot fire.
Classic mistake.
Classic mistake.
Who has not?
Who
Yeah,
has
man.
not?
I too have tried making a cake, only to instead make two cakes. My bad.
Hold on. Let me see. They're roughly the size of a small dog or a large crouched creature.
I will
Really
say,
big.
from a
So
game
do
design
we have a
perspective,
guesstimate on weight? Because I feel like those things should be moving cars around. If the ant square cube law doesn't apply here.
How heavy are fire ants? I'll
I don't
figure
think
that out.
anyone has the weight.
I mean, how big is the Fallout fire ant roughly?
About
Like a
as I
dog?
said, the size of a small dog. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know,
50
adjust for
pounds
scale,
max?
I guess.
Adjust for scale. So however big what would a small dog like a schnauzer?
I guess, but like then the schnauzer isn't made out of keratin, which is a lot denser material.
20 pounds.
Dude, that thing looks like dude, I was just at a zoo and saw a Komodo dragon that probably weighed less than this thing.
The way that their fire works is that the venoms, so fire ants and have their own venom. Basically when he created the mutation, the doctor created the mutation, the venom became flammable, and somehow these ants learned that if they clicked their mandibles together, they could create a spark and ignite the fire.
Cool.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know this reference. Seen it before. Don? Is this a rain?
Dungeon crawler Carl or whatever, right? Or
No, this is Rain of Fire.
Rain of fire.
Oh yes, that's how the Rain of Fire dragons work.
Yeah, it's like, come on, Don. This is your time. This is it. This is Rain of Fire. It's here. It's back.
The greatest movie of all time.
It really is though.
It's so good. It's so. For those who don't know, Rain of Fire is a masterpiece. It should be studied and enjoyed more. Mainly because you have no idea how many weirdly famous faces are in that movie about killing dragons.
Christian
Truly,
Bale,
though.
Matthew McConaughey.
It's a lot. But yeah, no, they learned okay, so during the experiment, that's where he went wrong. He was showing them a movie to help calm them down. He picked Rain of Fire, and that hyped them up to the point where they decided to burn everything down. That was his
Exactly.
mistake.
Exactly.
I do want to point out, from a design perspective, really quickly, they put all the legs in the right place, which is very good.
Yes.
Really appreciate that.
Other Chris would be proud.
Other Chris would be proud.
So real fire ants are native to South America, but they obviously have not stayed there. They are highly invasive wherever they go.
You know how they got here?
No.
Plants. So when people started importing these plants from South and Central America, they hitched a ride and were able to survive when they got planted into the soils here. So if people weren't like whatever people talk about like bringing invasive species over, people don't think about plants the same way they do about animals. And so that becomes a huge problem.
Would you like to explain how they sting, Lucas?
I'm not the best at talking with their sting. I know that there are different like ones that will have a stinger and others will have venom, but admittedly, I don't know as much about their venomous capabilities as others do.
So other ants spray. Fire ants grab you and then just repeatedly sting you with a stinger.
Not great a feeling. I can tell you
and,
that much.
and whatever their like chemical cocktail is, it has the sensation of being burned. Hence why they are called fire ants.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's honestly the least of their abilities, like is the venom. The coordination and ability to just kind of get together to do almost anything, climb, float, whatever. Pretty nuts.
Do you know that they are a what's the when the two creatures help each other out?
Mutualism?
Symbiote?
Yeah,
Mutualism, yeah.
mutualism. Yeah, so they do have a mutualistic relationship,
Okay.
With aphids?
like butterfly aphids.
No, like aphids, like an aphid.
Uh,
Sure how to
well,
describe.
so I don't know about that one. I do know there are butterfly pupae that secrete a very sugary liquid, and
Yep.
so the fire ants will eat the liquid and they will protect the pupae.
There are ants that do that with aphids as well. The aphid's one of the most commonly known one, but the other one is valid too.
There we go. Fire ants are known to kill things as big as small lizards, so they are not to be trifled with. I would guess this ant in Fallout could clearly kill a human. I don't know what else it could kill besides that.
Honestly, thanks to allergic reactions, fire ants have killed people before too.
um, I- Lucas, you did mention floating. I put this video down here. Have you seen the raft, that ant raft floating?
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Oh,
Uh,
dude, we're from Florida. We are taught to be afraid of them during hurricanes.
so in the video, right around like a minute and a half, you can see their little floating raft.
It's not great.
What happens to the ones on the bottom?
I think
They're
they
fine.
slowly rotate.
So they
They'll
just
be
like
okay.
cycle and hold their breath?
I think
Well,
so.
they don't breathe the same way you or I do with lungs. Like they have a different respiratory system, and they also have a less. They don't need as much because they aren't as large.
They're so little.
They're so little, they don't need it. Like they just can. Like that's the thing about these ants, or the ants in general, is that because they can move almost like Newtonian fluid, they can just kind of bend and move however they need to. Heck, they can even just stand on the surface of the water without breaking the water's surface due to their ability to spread out their weight. Like
Look
they're
at that.
they're one of the most effective animals at their ecosystem level. Recently, someone pointed out a fun game you could play of like add a zero to a number and see how it would change the world. And people were saying, "Oh, add a zero to like the number of decibels in a fart or something dumb like that." But like I was saying, no, add a zero to the number of ants on the planet. See how fast things get nuts. There's already a lot.
That would be horrifying.
But yeah, as to like fire ant dangers, it's like when you're growing up in Florida or like in the southeast, you are warned that if you see floating fire ants, get out of the water, get away from them. The
Yeah, they'll
second they
glom
touch,
on you good.
they'll get to your boat, they'll get to your car, they'll grab whatever they can to survive. The floating is not a permanent solution, so they are trying to survive any kind of flooding. Now imagine if they could do that and then spit fire. No, thank you.
That's just
Fallout
a rating
World's an
party.
awful place.
A rating party at that point.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not great. Look, the Fallout universe has a ton of radioactive monstrosities. Out of all of these, I feel the saddest for the Centaur because in real life it wouldn't scare me. I would just be like bummed out that the master's inefficiency at bodybuilding.
Okay, in what scenario though? Because I feel like if you were, going down a dusty dark corridor, one of those guys came scuttling at you, it'd probably scare you.
I mean, first off, I would drink my trusty Vault 13 canteen. Second, I'd grab my bat and hit the VAT system to make sure I hit it in the head properly. Like, I'm not going to have a gun. I'm just going to go. I always go power and luck build. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Power, a little bit of luck. Either that or I like to go power and intelligence or charisma because I just want to be able to punch people and talk my way out of problems. Oh, those are my.
Yeah, I need to go play back through some Fallout though.
Well, we got to
Talk
wait
about it.
because apparently the rumor is once the new Fallout season ends, they'll drop Fallout 3 and or New Vegas as a way of like using the shows to kind of like build traction for the game. Last time
Yeah.
they did this, it was only Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is just
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like. Oh, maybe when I first played when it came out, it wasn't my favorite. But then after doing some of the DLC and stuff, I enjoyed it more. And going back to it, and then I did like a gunslingery build, and that was actually really fun.
Dark Harbor. I think that was the best
Far
DLC
Harbor.
of Fallout. Far Harbor was the
Well, also
best one.
we should talk about. Well, we're not doing Fallout 4, but the fog crawlers in that are giant mantis shrimp,
Oh yeah, no, it's not great.
and they have the highest like stats in the game, I think, or something crazy too. Anyway, we're very off topic.
Yeah, no. Point is, Fallout has a ton of crazy critters. Luckily for us, they're all based on, well, almost all are based on real things that we have today, so we can kind of scale them to it. And I like how the designers kind of took the wildlife of North America and the Centaur and kind of just worked with it, and just to kind of create their own.
And the Centaur.
And the Centaur. Oh, Centaur. He'll be. You know what? I think if he just had a little hat.
Yeah.
If
Like a
anything,
little
his life would
conductor
be a
hat of
little.
some sort.
His life would be a little bit better.
Yeah. Can't do much about the mouth situation or the legs, but just a little hat. Just a little hat. Alrighty. Guys, always a pleasure to work with y'all. Hey, guys, starting next month, we're closer to like that Pokemon 30th anniversary reveal. We're getting
Pokemon
there,
Day.
boys.
We're getting champions. Something.
We're getting
maybe
champions
eventually.
soon. Oh, it's gonna be a fun month. Guys, thank you again so much for listening. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night. We will catch you guys on the next episode. Bye, everybody.